The pilots are back to their old tricks, because tell me why I had just finished a video I was about to upload before they dropped this new trailer for the next era. It really is like old times. Hi, I'm Dema. If you don't know what I mean by that dramatic intro, then allow me to enlighten you. As of writing this, 21 Pilots released a trailer for next era 10 minutes ago titled I Am Clancy. It wraps up a lot of the loose ends of the lore we were still speculating and theorizing about, which can be very easy to miss if you either aren't sure of the lore by this point or are in a shell shock like me for the entire time you are watching the video. This video aims to be a summary of sorts, as well as an analysis of the finer points of the video, so without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing to note about this video is it confirms the theory that has been bouncing around since the Morse code of Ned's cozy fireplace. Something will happen February 29th. This something is now definitely a single drop with a music video, as confirmed by the description of the video stating next week a new chapter begins. The video starts with Tyler's voice and confirms to us that Tyler is indeed Clancy, which has been something long debated within the clique. This possibly could bring up some issues with timeline and story given the inconsistencies now raised on Dema.org, but that's for another video. For now, we know that Clancy is Tyler, and that the letters we have been receiving from Dema.org are from Tyler as well. The video's format is also quite strange. In fact, I believe it may have unwillingly given away the fate of Tyler and Josh in the Dema story. What's interesting about the format of the video is the letter itself that Tyler reads from. It may just seem like a callback to Dema.org initially, it matches the aesthetic of the earlier Clancy letters with the typewriter-esque style. There's one issue with this, however. On Dema.org, there are clearly two styles of letter formatting. There is the typewriter and then the authentic ink writing. There is a purpose to this difference. It is meant to highlight when Clancy is in Dema and has access to equipment like a typewriter, and when he is in Trench and unable to bring such equipment with him. So if this letter is written on a typewriter, equipment not seen in Trench, that means he's back in Dema. This could possibly mean two things. Either this cycle ends in the bishops not being defeated and it ending in a truce like we speculated for a while, or that the plan for this era is to hide in Dema before striking the Match of Rebellion. To add to this, shadows are cast over the letter. These shadows consist of several small bars and a thick one. To me, this reminds me of the bird cages seen in both Goner and the Leave the City tour visuals, which have often been a symbol of Dema's control. The fact that this shadow is seen cast over the letters, a symbol of entrapment and imprisonment, doesn't give me much hope that we will see this cycle end. After all, it has been confirmed that the jumpsuit music videos are cyclical, meaning that the videos tell a circular story. Heavy Dirty Soul, Jumpsuit, Nico and the Niners, Levitate, etc. However, we know these videos aren't perfectly cyclical. Why? In Heavy Dirty Soul, Tyler escapes from the burning car as seen in Jumpsuit, but Heavy Dirty Soul doesn't end on this escape. It ends on Tyler waking back up in the car perfectly untouched. As a result, this means the events of the Trench story so far aren't a deviation. They are part of the cycle as we haven't fully completed the events detailed in Heavy Dirty Soul. It goes Heavy Dirty Soul, Tyler escapes, Jumpsuit, Nico and the Niners, Levitate, all of Psy, and Tyler has yet to wake back up in the Heavy Dirty Soul car as seen at the end of the music video. All signs seem to be pointing towards this cycle continuing. After talking about his uncertainties in being successful in breaking the cycle, Clancy gives us some context about Dema. He notes that it is an old city, although there is no proof about this. This line in itself reminds me a lot of 1984 by George Orwell, which has been stated to be an inspiration for the Dema story. In 1984, there is no such thing as fact, as all books are retroactively edited by the Ministry of Truth to fit the narrative of the party, the ruling body. This just goes to show how restrictive Dema has been in information via censorship and propaganda far before the Psy era. There is no proof that the word of the bishops about the city is true, and there are no records or books to prove it. The next large confirmation we get is that Nico is a blurry face. I mean, the connection has always been fairly obvious. The red cloak, the black paint, all he needed was the red colour contacts and a sign saying, "My name's Blurryface and I care what you think." But the confirmation is definitively nice. Detailing about the authority of the bishops, Clancy mentions something interesting. What gives the bishops power is a magical power, later confirmed as the ritual we see that allows them to possess bodies, but also a hijacked religion, which is Violism. The phrasing is quite interesting, because as far as we were concerned, this religion, Violism, has always been a bad thing, enforced as mandate upon the city. But the fact that it was hijacked, taken over and controlled implies that Violism has not always necessarily been a bad thing, but a harmless religion in the city. It's just another neat part of world building, in my opinion. This video also confirms the purpose and teachings of Violism. I've explained before that the purpose of Violism is to provide the bishops with vessels to possess, which the video confirmed. It also states that the self-destruction encouraged by the bishops is also meant to lead them to paradise. This is another falsehood that convinces the people of Dema to join Violism, believing there will be a better life for them in the afterlife. We're also given a more cohesive timeline to the Trench story, as well as why things happen. In Heavy Dirty Soul, a bishop was indeed driving the car, Nico, and Tyler purposefully set the car on fire as a diversion to escape. Jumpsuit then follows with quick confirmation that Tyler did not know the Banditos at this point, before going into Nico and the Niners. We then have Levitate fall away into Psy. The snapshots about Psy are also incredibly interesting. It confirms that the livestream, Saturday, and the Outside are all canonical events, but leaves out Shy Away and Choker, which have the aesthetic of bishop control. In my mind, this confirms that Shy Away and Choker were indeed propaganda videos made by the bishops rather than actual events, hence their absence of being mentioned. Tyler then describes how Nico was betrayed by Keons, which, 1 point to Dema, I predicted this 2 years ago. The exposition given about the Outside music video is quite important for world building. It says that the power of Ned was thought to be extinct, which is why only the bishops have access to this power of seizing. This implies one of two things. Either the bishops hunted Ned down to prevent anyone else from being able to access this power, or that the bishops initially overexploited the power of seizing, causing an extinction in the Neds. To me, it also explains why Ned appeared in the Choker music video, and possibly how Bounce Man may have some lore connotations. In the Choker music video, there is an image of Ned captioned by "Have you seen him?" To me, this seems like the bishops found out about the continued existence of the Neds and wanted information to continue hunting them down. The final thing to note about the video, and probably what you were all here for, is that it actually teases the single we should be getting next week. At least I think. Throughout the video, you may have recognised the song used. This is an altered version of The Outside. But at the end, the music changes to a song we've never heard before. I believe this is it. This is our first look at the new single next week and what will kickstart our era. I would also like to thank commenter Joanne's Frank for finding a translation to some of the spoken words at the end of the video. It is German for "This terrifying island has turned me into a weapon." Now, excuse me whilst I go scream into a wall or something.